summer. So here we are. This is the border we came in through. And to walk all the way to the tri-country point is this trail. And that's what, like 7 miles?
Yeah, 11 kilometers. 12 kilometers?
You guys feel like doing 11 kilometers?
No. No, just 5 minutes. That's all I'm doing.
With these shoes?
5 minutes. These are perfect shoes.
Okay. This is it's 12 kilometers. This is the tri-country point.
5 minutes.
So yesterday we drove 350 miles. And most of it was going north, a little bit northeast actually. We left the town of A in Lofoten. That's spelled with the letter A with the circle on top. That's the name of the town. I tricked the kids a little. I asked them, get a pencil and paper ready so they can learn how to spell the name of the town that we're at. So they scrambled and got paper and pencil what we're driving. And I said, here it is. It's one letter.
And it's all your fault that Mama said, why is there such a mess? And we're like, because Daddy said to get...
It's my fault. It's always my fault. Our main reason for coming over here, get back into Finland so we can connect to their cell network and renew our data plan. So this daily vlog could continue for the next 3 weeks. Otherwise, I only have enough data to work and do some periodic Instagram posts. All that work yesterday was worth it because we had a really nice payoff right before midnight Finland time, because they're an hour ahead. When we crossed the border at just before 11 o'clock Norway time, which was midnight Finland time, and that's exactly when our data plan expires, and we both were able to refresh our data plan, which we also already had credit on the account. We each had 30 euros of credit on the account that was paid up in advance so that we could do this, and that happened just in the nick of time.
A river and a bridge. A rickety bridge.
A river and a rickety bridge. So we basically went from the 67th parallel and drove back up to the 69th parallel. And that's where we are now. We're in the arm of Finland that sticks up in between Sweden and Norway. A place we haven't been before, so that's cool too. So they want a 5-meter spacing between each person on this bridge. Mainly, I think, because they don't want the bridge to be overloaded with weight. It's actually a pretty good solid bridge. But I can imagine when it's really crowded, there could be a lot of people on there crowded and could break it.
You can have camp, you can have open fires, no mushroom or berry picking, no collecting stones or plants, no hunting, no fishing, no disturbing animals, no littering. Okay?
Keep dogs off the lead.
Alright, you basically can just walk through here and look. Not a lot of things are allowed here. Well, I think they're going to a place where camping is allowed. You just have to hike through the area.
It's prohibited.
Marlene, I think this is a bird watching sanctuary.
Don't remind me.
What
I
do
didn't
we
bring
do?
my binoculars.
In your list. So this being like a nature refuge, wildlife refuge, next to a body of water, apparently there's a lot of bird watching happening here. Everybody we've passed have been carrying a pair of binoculars. But we didn't know that, so Marlene didn't bring hers. Part of the decision making for driving all the way up here versus other choices, which were, one, get a Norwegian data plan, which we looked into, and it would cost us 30 euros for 10 gigabytes, which at an average of about 1 to 2 gigabytes per video that I'm uploading, that's every 7 days. So it'll be about 30 euros a week. And that's not counting all the other data use that I may have. So with 3 weeks left, it would be 90 euros to get a Norwegian plan, to have enough data just for the uploads. And on top of that, we will be losing the 60 euros that we've already paid into this Finnish plan. So it would actually cost us about 150 euros if we chose to go with a Norwegian prepaid SIM card, not counting the limitations that we'll have because it won't be an unlimited plan. The other alternative would have been to maybe figure out some kind of way to be able to get a Finnish credit card, because that was another way for us to be able to renew. We don't know exactly how that would work. All the other services that we found online, we had to wait anywhere between 1 to 5 days for the money to clear and for us to get some kind of virtual account that gives us like a European issued credit card number. We just didn't want to burn those days waiting around. And if we got all that and the credit card still not accepted, then we lose the opportunity to come around this way because we'd be much further south. We were already looking at a drive going down Norway where you have to at least cross one ferry. That ferry would have cost us 40 euros. Versus coming over here, we can just drive without tolls, without ferries. So on top of the 150 euros that we would pay for a Norwegian plan and losing the 60 or the 90 for the Norwegian plan and then losing the 60 that we've already paid plus the extra 40 of ferry cost, we're looking at 190 euros. And the extra 300 miles that it takes to come around this way started to look pretty enticing. Plus, we get to come to this spot, which is a place that I had thought about coming to on our way up Finland and Sweden, but just couldn't figure out how we could actually get here without totally driving out of the way. Because now there's this second purpose of us being able to renew our phone, it made sense. So yeah, making our decision to drive here was a calculated one that we're glad we did, because now we have much more freedom for the next 3 weeks to be able to do things, upload videos, shoot vlogs, you know, because the last 3 weeks have been so great, being in Sweden, driving up, and not having restrictions of what we can share online and what we can use for work, for school, and all that stuff. It had just been really nice to not have to worry about it, and having this refreshed really puts us back in that mindset again. So we're glad we did. Driving down Sweden is actually much quicker than it is to drive down Norway. Basically from Lofoten, where we were yesterday morning, all the way down to Trondheim, roughly the northernmost part of southern Norway. What we've heard from everybody that we've talked to is the drive is somewhat boring. There's not a lot to see. So most people just spend 2 days driving straight through, which essentially is what we're going to be doing here anyways. You think this is it? Huh?
Yes, this is
I
it.
said we'll talk to Daddy if he thinks this is a good spot.
Well, it looks like we got to hike a lot further to be able to see something.
Yeah, let's go.
Maybe we'll go back to that bridge.
Yeah, the bridge.
Look at the lake for a little bit.
Okay.
Look for birds?
Yeah.
Nice glasses, by the way.
Thank you.
Are you self-conscious wearing huge glasses?
No, they look great on me.
She sat on her Maui gyms
Maui.
and the arms broke off of the Maui gyms.
Maui
Those are her second pair of Maui gyms. The first pair I sat on and cracked one of the lenses.
You cracked them.
And then the second pair she sat on broke the arms. Unfortunately, they're different. The frames are different. So we can't just take the good lenses and put in the good frame and make a good pair again. Unfortunately, because we couldn't find the same pair that she got before. Maui Jim makes great glasses. They're all glass lenses. They're all polarized. They're very clear optics. And usually they're like over $200 if you buy them even on Amazon. But we found them at Costco, actually, of all places, for like a third of the price, which we were really shocked. Or when I sat on her first pair of Maui gyms and cracked the lens, we called up Maui Gym and said, hey, look, how much does it cost to replace just the lens on these? Just one lens. And they're like, oh yeah, no problem. We'll send you a set of replacement lenses for the reasonable price of $90. And then we're like, okay, I get these are $270 retail, but we paid $80 for these from Costco. It made no sense. So it made more sense for us to go back to Costco, buy another pair. We couldn't find the same frame, so we got a different frame. We couldn't figure out why Costco sells them for so cheap, but we're not complaining. Hopefully we'll go to another Costco, and the closest one from us is the one outside of Paris. Hopefully we'll go there after we go to Germany in about a month, and we'll be able to maybe buy a replacement pair. But until then, she's wearing my backup from my fat head, so it looks giant on her.
Costco's the best. Hashtag not sponsored.
This is freshwater, and there's Arctic char in there, which is kind of like their prized fish that you catch in these parts. But because it's freshwater and it's Finland, you need a license, and I don't have a license or a fishing pole for that matter. So yeah, no fishing for me. I would love to catch an Arctic char though. So today, when we leave here, our plan is to go to a store in Finland, to see if there's any food or supplies that we can buy for cheaper than Norway, and just kind of skirt along the border until we cross into Sweden, and then we're gonna drive down Sweden. The plan is to drive all the way to the edge of the Arctic Circle and spend the night there. It's gonna be another probably like 200 to 300 mile driving day to make our way south. We've been inside the Arctic Circle for over 2 weeks now, and it's slow going in Norway. There's tons to see, but it also means that we're kind of zigzagging, driving in circles when we're in Norway. But now in Sweden, our goal is just to go south, and then we'll drive to the town of Jokkmokk, which is just north of the Arctic Circle at the 66.5 parallel, and then spend a night there. Rumor has it that the aurora activities are high tonight. So once we get down to the 66 parallel, it's possible that we'll have near complete darkness at some point tonight. So we will see what our chances are for seeing northern lights. Keeping my fingers crossed for clear skies and dark skies tonight, but I'm not sure what's going to happen. This area was fought over during World War II between the Russians and the Germans. So apparently, I haven't seen any, but apparently there are remnants of bunkers and dug in positions and all kinds of remnants of war here. I bet this water is super cold. Oh, somebody had a fire there. I thought that was illegal.
Yeah. What's illegal? What's illegal, Daddy?
Campfires.
Where's the campfire?
Look at.
Water's really cold. That's good. I like drinking cold water.
Did you touch it?
Yeah.
This is like melted snow.
Isn't it nice?
It's a little cold. It's not too bad.
I swim in it.
Yeah.
If this is a pool, I might swim in it.
Anybody see any fish?
There's no catching fish anyways.
No fish.
No? Yeah.
We can't go in here because it'll wash you into that creek.
Yeah. Over there.
You can see the water flowing pretty fast.
Yeah, but but with these rough walks, they have more grip than they have.
Then your shoes.
Yeah.
So we're now driving eastbound on E8. Oh, look at reindeer.
Oh, yay!
We see reindeers again.
You want to eat that, Daddy?
I kind of do. reindeer. Yeah, now we're back in the area of reindeers. You know, it's funny because once we left the Nordkapp region near Lofoten, we didn't see anything in Senja, did we? We didn't see any reindeers in Senja.
It's that place where the bell and the tracker was.
Yeah, so it's been about a week since we last saw reindeers, and that was like 2 days after we left Nordkapp. And this detour got us back into reindeer country, which is pretty exciting. €1.49 per liter. That works out to about $6.28 a gallon. So definitely a little bit cheaper here in Finland. So this gas station has a pretty good shop. We're just gonna check it out. This is our last stop in Finland before we cross into Sweden. So they have fishing poles and other stuff here. We're gonna see if we're gonna maybe buy something. Here's fishing poles.
This costs €1.
That's too huge. Well, nice backpacks.
No, Daddy, there's a bunch of little lollipops. It's small.
That's cool. So, nice ones, €70.
Ooh, belt. Dad, look, it's a belt.
€50 for a basic one. Maybe even cheaper for a small one.
Daddy.
€60 for that one. This is a little shorty. 60 for that.
Little shorty.
Yeah, 50 for that. Fly fishing rod.
How much is the little shorty?
It's not cheap. I don't know what it's for. It's cheaper for sure than Norway. Yeah.
Look, Daddy, stop it.
Mosquito repellent.
Look, that catch sharks. We're now in Sweden. We are about maybe an hour north of the Arctic Circle, and just pulling over for a little coffee break at this lake. And the kids found these. What are these, coots? Hey, they swim so funny when they come.
I saw one. These are pretty domesticated ducks, whatever these kinds of birds are. They swim underwater. Really cool.
And they swim really fast.
Yeah, look at this guy. Swim, swim, swim. I think they know if they want to go someplace fast, they either fly or go underwater and paddle.
Dad, that one, look at him. Look at him. Look how funny he is.
Look at him, he's flying. This one's flying. See you later, dude.
Oh, I thought he wants to do.
Oh, you see how he lands?
Yeah, oh, there's a whole bunch coming over from over there.
I guess they're used to people coming on this dock feeding them fish. I mean, feeding them bread. Or just whatever kind of food. They probably eat little fish.
Big Eye came over.
Oh my god, Big Eye.
Come back.
There he goes.
Ah! There he goes, underwater.
Big eye!
Wonder if you can see good underwater.
Big eye! Big eye left. Not by Big Eye. That's two.
There goes Big Eye. No, it's Big Eye's. He's not flying very high.
So he knows if there's a prey, he can swim into the water fast.
Yeah, he's going fast.
Yeah. One time there were lights still in the water and they were flapping. It was really funny.
He's like walking on water.
Yeah.
We're at a pretty crowded spot, but it's a nice spot. So, just for one night, so we're not gonna fret too much. There's probably like 7 or 8 vans this way. There's at least 3 or 4 this way, but we did find a spot right here. Well, there's some trees over here. Nobody can park to the right of us. And then over here, somebody could park here if they get desperate, but there is like kind of like a hole thing. So I think we're good. This is just outside of the town of Jokkmokk, and we're just north of the Arctic Circle. We're inside the Arctic Circle, just to the north. So officially tomorrow we will leave. We will exit, go south, out of the Arctic Circle. We drove pretty far today. I mean, definitely latitude-wise, we drove 2 degrees, at least 2, maybe almost 3 degrees in latitude going south. As of this morning when we woke up, we're inside the 69th parallel. And now we're just north of 66.5. So yeah, we did probably 2 to 3 degrees in latitude today. But it's easy to do in Sweden because we're just going south. What's happening?
Lucas saw the chips that
Another slingshot stick?
Yeah.
If you eat all the chips, we're not gonna have them for chili.
We have another bag.
Okay, all right. Well, you know, because we're making chili. Getting all the ingredients out for chili. We bought some ground beef. It's gonna be delish. Oh, you have the chili seasoning packet too somewhere, right? Yeah, I think so. This is it for the day.
Really?
Well,
Goodbye.
in case we see northern lights tonight, because
Tonight. So when are we gonna do it?
I don't know. The forecast showing the best northern lights visibility at 2 in the morning.
We gotta stay up till 2 in the morning.
We're gonna go to bed, and then Daddy's gonna wake up, and if it's good, I'll wake you up.
And you're gonna get out of bed no matter what.
Yeah, don't
You
miss
gotta
out
kick
like you
me.
did last
You
time.
gotta kick me.
I'm gonna kick you.
Last time she was
I'm
like,
gonna squeeze your
5
nose.
years old, so.
I was 5 years old, Daddy.
Okay, well, don't miss out if it's good tonight. We'll see. I don't know if it's gonna get dark enough. No promises. But if it's good, we're at a pretty good spot, I think. And the sky, I think, is clear enough. There's some clouds, but hopefully they'll go away. Lucas throwing rocks into the water, splashing all over himself. Almost back to Norway. Tomorrow we'll re-enter Norway, and then we'll explore southern Norway.
Mama said instead of chips and chili, we can have not chili and ganache.
Okay, that's fine. As long as you eat the chili. So, all right, say bye. We'll see you guys tomorrow.
Goodbye.
Cross your fingers for northern lights.
Disappear.
You gotta go from far away.
Like, I want
Gotta go
to
for
slap a doodle.
You gotta say, see you later.